So the legal front and the energetic front, I think combined together allow you to stand more strongly and I believe send out energy in the world that makes people less likely to copy your work. It still can happen, but it gives you a better defense, and I think it gives you a better offense too.
Okay. You know, if you have a few moments, it looks like we have just a few questions and comments.
Great.
We have Karen. Hey, Karen.
Oh, hi, Karen.
Glad you could join us today. And then Karen, let's see, if I made my logo from an open clip art image and a Canva image put together with my own font, can I trademark it?
Great question. Thank you for that specific question, Karen. That's really helpful to work with. So, okay, when it comes to like images, the first thing that I'll tell everyone is that you always want to purchase an image that you can use, or you want to take an image or create an image yourself. So if you're using clip art, I would recommend that you only use it from stock photo websites where you're actually paying a fee. It's usually $1, $2, $3, $4, $5 to be able to use that image in your logo. Okay. You don't want to be going out to like Google and just clicking, show me an image of a tree, and then just copy any image of a tree and put it in your logo. Even if you make it prettier or you add elements to it, the original creator of that particular tree could come after you legally because you have now taken their work, perhaps not intentionally to be unkind or, you know, but you've used their work without their permission, where they didn't give you permission to use it for a logo in your business that's going to make you money off of their work. So I highly recommend using stock image websites like Big Stock, or there's a million of them, Leslie, you might know some other ones, Big Stock Image or whatever. You can go online, there's a gazillion of them, and just pay a small fee. You can also go in Canva and use the ones in Canva where you can pay a fee, or use the ones that are free that they allow you to use. But in all image purchases for your logo, please, please, please read the fine print, because some stock images cannot be used for commercial or business purposes. They can only be used for personal purposes, like creating an invitation to a birthday party or something. They can't be used for your business logo. So read the fine print, but a lot of them, they are. That's what they're there for. You're basically buying a license to use that image to put it into your logo. So I love the Canva part that you did, Karen, but the open clip art image, you may be allowed to use that, but definitely check and see if you're purchasing the rights to use it. If you just found it online somewhere random, I would actually edit your logo and make it something different, or go to the creator of the tree, for example, and ask permission to use it so that no one comes after you later. But thank you for asking. That is great question.
And just want to shout out to Gina. Hey, Gina. So it looks like Gina is ready to get the ball rolling. So, and then Karen was kind enough to start Lisa's website. So
for the community, Leslie, of course.
Incredible. I have the best clients.
Thank you.
So lisafraley.com is where you can go. Let's see here. So Karen's got lots of questions.
I love it.
So Karen has a business. She started in 2003. Since then, I've seen others use it. Oh, a business name.
Okay.
And she just Googled and saw that someone filed a trademark application for a business name. What should I do?
Ooh, good question. Okay. So when it comes to trademarks and ownership of a business name, it always goes back to who can prove they were using it first. Okay. So Karen, if you have proof somehow that you were using it in 2003, like a screenshot from a website with a date on it showing that it was from 2003, or maybe you have an email and it was in your footer of your email, that you can show the date. Like if you can come up with evidence, several pieces are better than just one, showing you were using it, you have some options. One is that if the trademark is already granted, you actually can file a document to either allow your name to be continued to use at the same time, or you potentially could even help to revoke that trademark owned by the other person. If the trademark process is still in process, the application is still in process, there's a period of time where there's like a month, it's called the opposition period, where anyone can come forward and say, I have a conflict with this potential trademark that you're trying to trademark over here, and I'm going to file paperwork to say you need to stop using it. And I always liken that, Leslie, to a wedding, when back in the day when they used to say, if anyone objects to this couple getting married, please speak now or forever hold your peace, right? It's that 1 month period where you get to speak now and participate in the process. So part of it, Karen, will be, where is it in the trademark application process? It sounds like someone has filed it, but I can't tell just from your question if it's already granted by the USPTO or if it's still in the long process. And by the way, all trademarks can take a long time right now. COVID has made everything slower. It can take up, we used to say 8 to 14 months, but now it's more like 12 to 16 months.
Wow.
So if you're thinking of something, it's better to do it sooner. And what that means is that you get some protection, which means that anyone else who files with a similar name after you has to wait until yours is decided. So you have priority for the decision before anyone else. But anyway, I hope that information is helpful, Karen, to you.
Great question. So let's see, how soon should you get your business name trademarked after launching?
Okay, great question. So one of the things that I recommend to business owners, if you're newer at using a brand, is actually just to start by doing the search, the trademark search with the lawyer, because one of the things I do when I work with my clients is help them to look up the trademark name now before you've gone and built your whole business with that brand, to make sure you're not violating anyone else's registered trademark. So at the very beginning, it can be helpful to have a trademark search done to make sure. In fact, just yesterday, I was working with a client who has already created her videos and already created her program and already created all of her stuff. And she was ready to trademark, and she came to me and we realized that it was extremely similar to a name that's already been trademarked. And I didn't want to break her heart, but I had to tell her that I did not think that if she filed a trademark application, it would be granted. And then I gave her some other suggestions and tried to help her work around that. And now she's made peace with it. She was very upset, not at me, but at the fact there was a trademark, very upset, made peace with it. And now she's coming back and we're doing a different name for her. And she's even more thrilled about that name. So start with search. And then later, once you build out the brand, it might be a better time to do the application. But some people want to do the application right away. It's really up to you, but at least start with the search.
Okay, that's great. So, hey, Amy, we covered this a little bit in the beginning. How about if I take a stab at this, Lisa?
Sure.
All right,
I'm
an attorney, guys. So based on what we talked about, my takeaway, and Lisa, you let me know if I'm on or off base here. So a trademark is something you use for like something short, like a title, your business name, your logo, something like that. Maybe even the title of a program, right?
Right.
Your program.
That's right.
A copyright is usually, it's bigger, right? It's like a book or a poem or,
or songs or movies or videos or audios. Yeah, that's right, Leslie. You got it.
All right. So
way to go.
All right. So let's see if we got any more. So Karen, I have a newspaper story done on me with a photo. Yay.
Wow, that's great.
Good deal. All right. So great questions, everybody. Thank you. Really appreciate that. So as we begin to wrap up for today, Lisa, do you have any kind of parting words of wisdom?
Yes. So y'all, one of the questions that I get all the time is that people say, I'm newer, or I'm really not sure if I should be trademarking something. And really the question they're saying to me is, who am I to own a brand? Like, who am I to own a brand? Not who am I to help people in the world? We're good with that. But like, who am I to actually, it can feel very significant, I think, sometimes. And it can feel scary. I've had several clients say to me, like, it feels like I'm putting a stake in the ground and claiming it. And it is a claiming, and that's a good thing. We want you to claim your brand. If you have your unique brand, it really represents you, you're passionate about it, it has a lot of potential, it has a lot of profit that is or will be connected to it. you have the right to own your brand. And I always say that lovingly, like you have a right, just like everyone else has a right to own their brand, to protect it, to honor the work that you're doing, to really give yourself an asset for your business. So please start with at least the trademark search. If you know in your bones that it really feels like this is a brand that represents who you are and the work that you do on the planet, start with the search and then we can go from there. But please don't be timid or shy or think, who am I to do this? And why do I don't feel like I'm wearing, this is a crowning achievement. I don't feel like I'm wearing the crown of my business just yet, as I like to say. But you very well may be and have something that, you know, you worked hard for. So I would just encourage people not to shy away, not to think that they're not ready for it, or just start the process and see what happens. And hopefully you'll feel a clear conscience knowing you're not violating someone else's brand, and you'll feel poised to know whether it's the right time to trademark your brand.
Love that. Yeah, we do have that tendency sometimes, right? To think, well, it's for other people, not me.
Right. Or I'm not far enough along, or my brand isn't recognized enough, or I'm not Starbucks. I'm not some huge brand. I'm just a small, you know, business owner working in my home office. And, you know, but it is for you. It is for you. You are allowed to do this in a really loving way to support your business and to create a financial asset for your brand and to protect your brand recognition and to honor all the work that you're doing. So I hold that vision for you and want that for you. And I'm happy to help. If you have any questions about the trademark search or the application, I'm happy to help in any way I can.
Yeah, so let's wrap up by just talking a little bit about your legal templates, right? So on the screen, guys, you can see I've added a bit.ly link, and it's Lisa Legal Templates. Lisa Legal Templates, all lowercase. Yeah, and you know, I think Lisa could connect the dots a little bit better than I can in terms of how that correlates with our conversation today.
Yeah.
I can say that I myself have purchased her legal templates, and they're really awesome.
Oh, so, thank you, Lesli.
Yeah. Looking for kind of a DIY approach to your legal templates, highly recommend. But in terms of, you know, the topic that we spoke about today,
yeah,
how will the legal templates be helpful?
Sure. So the DIY, there's 47 different do-it-yourself legal templates, totally designed for holistic health and life practitioners, coaches, licensed practitioners. There are different forms for different things, but there's one in particular that might be helpful if you want to dive deeper than the conversation we've had today. There's one that's called DIY. Do I know if how do I know if it's trademark worthy? Okay. It's in the purple section aligned with the crown chakra, like I talked about being a crowning achievement. You'll see it there on Leslie's link. And what it will do is walk you through a series of questions that you can see if your brand name or your logo is going to be something you should trademark. So if you want to go deeper and really dive into your own ideas of what you might want to trademark, that will help you do that. And you can access that through Leslie's link there. Leslie's an affiliate, and I'm very grateful for that. We do want to disclose that to you, but just know that I've worked with Lesli and really tried to take good care of her, and lots and lots and lots of holistic health coaches and life coaches and registered dietitians and physicians and all sorts of people in the online space related to health and wellness. And so if you have any questions, just feel free to reach out, but that can take you a little bit deeper than what we were able to cover today.
Great. Okay. All right, guys. So I think it is, time flies, right?
It does. Always does.
Nice.
At least for me, because I like talking about the law. I know. But hopefully this made it easy for people to understand. And Lesli, you are always asking great questions. And people who participated, Karen and others, thank you so much. Those were great questions that you offered. And I think it makes it more real when we have real questions to work with. So thank you for that.
Thanks, everybody. All right, everyone, have a wonderful rest of your day. And we will see you next week. Thanks again, Lisa. This was really awesome.
Thank you, Lesli. Thanks for having me. Thanks, everyone. Bye.